YouTubers, I've come on here today to talk about and do a review of the new Chanel foundation called Perfection Lumiere. I have long been a fan of Chanel foundations. I love Vita Lumiere. I adore Pro Lumiere. Luckily I picked up a couple of extra bottles because they're phasing it out. And I enjoy Matte Lumiere. So I was super excited when I found out that Chanel had come out with a new foundation. This is their most extensive shade range. I'll fill you in on more of that later on when I come back. I just wanted to pop in here this morning to show you what this foundation looks like applied first thing in the morning. So right about now it is 9 a.m. and I applied it about 10-15 minutes ago. This is a very matte foundation. It applies very smoothly for a matte foundation. So I find that when I use Estee Lauder Double Wear, which is a sort of a matte, Chanel Perfection Lumiere in the shade 20 Beige. See if you can, I'll show you my wrinkly forehead because it's probably the best place to see it. I tend to have really high red pigmentation across here, so even though this is a medium to full coverage, I could have applied a little bit more across here. But what happened was I had a little bit of a reaction to a foundation yesterday that I was trying, and it gave me like a mini microdermabrasion. So I have some flaky skin, and I find that this particular foundation will accentuate that. Beware, I mean, that's the nature of a matte foundation. I powdered very lightly across my nose and cheeks because I was going to apply an MSF, and I find that it applies smoother across powdered surface. That's the only reason, not to alter the colour of the foundation. It was just a really light dusting of Lorac. Wet, dry powder. Anyway, so I will come back in about 10 to 12 hours and we'll have a look at how Chanel Perfection Lumiere is holding up throughout the day. It is hailed to be a long wearing foundation. I've worn it before and I kind of know where it's going to go, but I don't want to ruin the surprise. Okay guys, I'll see you later. Bye. Hey, so I'm back. I hope you paid attention to the disclaimer because this is not pretty. It's now about, was it 8 p.m. I'm planning on calling it a night, curling up with a book. It's chilly here. And I know I said I'd wait until 9, but I'm spent. It's been a long day. And as you can tell from my panda eyes and this state of me, I'm not holding up too well from the face area. I can't even think straight. Anyway, so I did bring the Chanel Perfection Lumiere for you to look at. It comes in their telltale, it's slightly different shape to the other Lumieres and the other foundations. My colour is number 20 Beige. This is Perfection Lumiere Long Wear Flawless Fluid Makeup, SPF 10. It says apply to face with foundation, brush, makeup sponge or fingertips and smooth over skin to blend. I did all that. So it's been 11 hours. I suppose, wow, didn't realize it was that long. The makeup, let me first tell you what they say it does. So let me read you what it says on the Chanel website. It says, effortless to apply with seamless blendability for a naturally flawless effect. This breakthrough foundation is the ideal all-day, everyday formula, suitable for all skin types in a diverse range of 20 shades. Okay, I'm going to base my review on what they said it does, because when I buy a product, I want it to do what it says. It's just a small thing, just a little thing, nothing more, nothing less. Effortless to apply. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. It blends nicely, and this shade number 20 beige is a very good color for me. I like the way it looks on my skin, and it doesn't give me that line of demarcation down here. You know, I do blend it down. So yes, check. Seamless blendability, check. A naturally flawless effect. Okay, two things wrong there. I don't think it's a very natural looking foundation. The skin is not matte. It does have, even the driest skin has a sheen to it in certain spots. So is it a natural finish? No, it's not a natural finish. It's a medium to full coverage. You look like you're wearing foundation. Is it flawless? If you have any kind of dry skin or imperfections that are flaky, that, like for example, if I get up and I cleanse and I exfoliate and I use my Clarisonic, I've exfoliated away all the dead skin. And then I moisturize, and then I go about my business for, you know, half an hour to an hour before I put on my makeup to let the moisturizer sink into my skin. And then I prime. So my face is primed. I used MAC Prep and Prime. I've also used the Chanel, the little pearl primer. The pearl primer. It's, you know, a pearly color, and you just rub it in. Maybe I should have done that today, but I couldn't put my hand on it. It did. I'm gonna kind of zoom in a little bit, hopefully, without scaring you. It did settle into the pores on my nose, and you can see there's really no coverage. The only places it's left are kind of around my nose, like anywhere there's a crack or a crevice. Right across. I don't have oily skin. Where did it go? I'm wondering if my skin wasn't in prime condition for this foundation, but regardless, it really should have held up a bit better. It held up the best where I put the blush and the powder. I did powder my nose, didn't seem to do anything. So it started looking like this about, gosh, it started looking like this around 4 o'clock, and it's just kind of worn away to nothing. So I can't say that it's a long wearing foundation. I mean, it doesn't wear any longer than what's that, the one, Revlon Color Stay. This breakthrough foundation is the ideal all day everyday formula. I have to say I prefer Pro Lumiere. I don't know who did the testing on this one. My skin is pretty normal. I sometimes have dry skin, but not any major problems, and God knows it's not super dry at the moment. So I did not get optimum results from this foundation. It's fine. It's, you know, but it's not all it's claiming to be, in my opinion. I do like the color. The smell, it has an unusual smell. It's kind of it's a little bit, in my opinion, it's a little bit fruity. I love the smell of the Pro Lumiere and the other ones. But all in all, it's an all right product. It doesn't do everything it says. If you like that initial matte look, you're going to enjoy this. Would I use a powder with it? Yes. It probably would have lasted longer if I had powdered more across my nose. So there's my review. I hope that was helpful for you guys. Let me see, I'll just give you a price point on it. Here in the United States, this retails for $55. So again, Chanel is an expensive product. Is it my favourite foundation? Not by a long shot. So I hope that was helpful for you guys, and at a price point of $55, they should have stayed at it a little bit longer and gotten it 100% right. So I do hope that Chanel comes out with a hybrid product that incorporates the beautiful properties of Pro Lumiere with a little bit more of a longevity factor. This, for me, is not the holy grail of Chanel foundations. Alright guys, I'll see you all soon. Bye.